You've probably seen the name NVIDIA everywhere lately, right? It's suddenly one of the most valuable companies on the entire planet. And for a ton of people, the big question is, why? I mean, how did a company we all knew for making video game hardware become the absolute engine of a global tech revolution? All right, let's get into it.
Our whole deep dive today was actually sparked by this simple question from a Reddit thread. And it's a great question. It gets right to the heart of what's happening in tech right now, because even if you follow this stuff, this scale of NVIDIA's rise is just mind-boggling. The answer, as it turns out, is both really simple and kind of brilliant. To really wrap your head around NVIDIA's insane valuation, you have to start with the perfect analogy, the AI gold rush. Right now, we are living through this massive, worldwide race to build artificial intelligence. And in this race, NVIDIA isn't just one of the folks digging for gold. Nope, they're selling the shovels to all of them.
And honestly, this comment from Reddit user Falco_3 just nails it. It doesn't really matter who ends up winning the big AI race. Could be OpenAI, could be Google, could be some startup no one's even heard of yet. They all need the exact same fundamental tools to get the job done, and they're all buying them from NVIDIA.
It's one of the oldest sayings in business for a reason, right? And it is the single best way to think about NVIDIA's entire strategy. They are selling the shovels, in this case, these super specialized computer chips that every single prospector in this AI gold rush absolutely has to have.
Okay, so we're talking about shovels. But what exactly are these things, and why is everyone lining up to buy NVIDIA shovels specifically? Well, the answer lies in a piece of tech that was originally made for something completely different: playing video games.
A GPU, that's a graphics processing unit, was first built to make the 3D graphics in games look realistic. And to do that, it has to do thousands and thousands of simple little calculations all at once to figure out the color of every single pixel on your screen. This whole idea of doing tons of things at the same time is called parallel processing, and it just so happened to be the perfect tool for training AI.
To really get the difference, someone on Reddit came up with this brilliant analogy. Think of a normal computer chip, a CPU, as one super smart kid solving 10,000 hard math problems, but he has to do them one after the other. Now picture a GPU. That's like a whole classroom of 10,000 kids. Each one only solves one simple problem, but, and this is the key, they all do it at the exact same time. For the huge brute force calculations that AI needs, that classroom is way, way more powerful. But hang on, here's the really crucial part. NVIDIA's dominance isn't just because their chips are fast. I mean, if it was just a hardware game, other companies would have caught up by now. Their real advantage, the deep, defensive moat around their business, is something else entirely. And that secret sauce is called CUDA. See, years and years ago, NVIDIA created the software platform that made it super easy for programmers to use their GPUs for stuff other than just graphics. They built an entire ecosystem around it. So for more than a decade now, pretty much anyone working in AI research has been learning, writing code, and building their projects on NVIDIA's platform. Trying to switch to a competitor? It means rewriting everything from scratch. It's a huge pain.
Okay, so they design these world-beating chips, they've got the software that runs them on lockdown, but that brings up another really common question. Are they actually building these things in some giant NVIDIA factory?
And the answer is nope. As this Reddit user points out, NVIDIA is what's known as a fabless company. They focus all their energy on the super valuable part, the design and the intellectual property. Then they pay other specialized companies, these foundries like TSMC in Taiwan, to do the actual physical manufacturing. This lets them focus on what they do best, designing the most powerful shovels in the world.
So we get how they do it. But what does that actually look like on a balance sheet? Let's take a look at the numbers, because this is where you can really see how their strategy has turned into one of the most explosive growth stories, well, ever.
Just take a second to look at that number. That's not for a year. That is $46.7 billion in revenue for a single quarter. It's an almost unimaginable amount of money, and it just shows you the insane scale of demand for their products.
And check out how fast this is all moving. In just 1 year, their quarterly revenue shot up by 56%. That's not the kind of growth you see in a normal, mature company. That is the kind of rocket ship growth you see when an entire industry is being built, right now, on top of your tech.
So, where is all this money coming from? I mean, your gaming business is still healthy, sure, but it is completely dwarfed by the data center segment. That huge slice of the pie, that's $41 billion. It's almost 90% of the revenue. That right there is the AI gold rush, and it's the engine driving this whole machine.
The company's CEO, Jensen Huang, he knows exactly what they've got. This quote about their newest chip, Blackwell, it just sums up their whole position. They don't just see themselves as participating in the AI race. They believe they're building the entire racetrack.
And all of this leads us to the final, unavoidable question. We've seen this kind of wild hockey stick growth before in the tech world. So, is this sustainable? Or is NVIDIA's incredible success riding on top of a potential AI bubble?
Now, it is really important to make a distinction here. NVIDIA isn't a bubble company in the sense that they're just selling a dream. They sell real, physical products for a whole lot of real money. But their fate is directly, and I mean directly, tied to this AI gold rush. If the investment and the hype around AI were to suddenly cool off, what happens to the company that sells all the shovels?
And that brings us right to our final thought, a quote from Reddit user Grayaga that just perfectly captures all the uncertainty. NVIDIA is the undisputed king of this AI boom, no question. They're turning amazing technology into unbelievable profits, but its future is tied to a revolution that's really still in its early days. So what happens next? As the quote says, maybe, we just don't know.